just one more semi-final for us this evening, and it's the second women's singles. It is Zhang Beiwen of the United States of America up against the number 5 seed, Hyun of Korea.
Ladies and gentlemen, now it's time.
Well, we already know that Sayaka Sato is through to the final. We saw that, our first semi-final of this afternoon. Will it be an all-unseeded final? Because Hyun, the only seed left at semi-final stage, but she has been the player, really, the most consistent player this year, because this is the 5th Super Series tournament, and it's her 5th semi-final. When you add her final appearance at the Super Series finals last December, that's 6 consecutive Super Series tournaments where she's reached at least the semi-final. That is a remarkable record.
Service judge of this match, Abdul Latif Jauhari from Indonesia.
Well, we haven't had a Korean in the women's singles final here at the Indonesian Open for 22 years, since Bang Soo-hyun lost to Susie Susanti in the final in 1995. We have never had a player representing the United States of America in the final, so whichever of these two players wins today's semi-final, it will be a remarkable achievement. There is the Korean Hyun, only seed left from semi-final stage. We have 4 seeds left in by quarterfinals. And no 2 seeds played against each other at quarterfinal stage. So 3 seeded players lost at quarterfinals. Now, Chinese-born Zhang Beiwen moved to Singapore under the Talent Sports Recruitment Scheme when she was just age 13, represented Singapore for a number of years, and moved to the United States of America in 2011.
Red, you black.
And now represents America. So she wasn't eligible to represent America at the Rio Olympics last year, but should be eligible come 2020 in Tokyo. There she is, 26-year-old. She'll turn 27 next month. Born in Liaoning Province, Anshan. I understand she now lives part-time in Las Vegas, but also plays in the Danish league. Now her matches so far, well, in the second round, beat the Olympics silver medalist, number 4 seed Pusala Venkata Sindhu in 3 games. And then yesterday in the quarterfinal, defeated the number 6 seed, Sun Yu from China. And it was 19-all in that second game when Sun Yu suddenly needed to take off her shoe, retie the shoelace. But Zhang Beiwen kept her concentration. Hyun, 25-year-old, born in Seoul. Spent 2 weeks as world number 2 in March earlier this year, but currently number 5. And today is appearing in her second semi-final here of the Indonesian Open. It was 5 years ago that she reached the semi-final previously. This is her 8th appearance here, and she had a real battle yesterday in the quarter-final against Chen Xiaoxin of China, who in the first round had beaten the world and Olympic champion, Carolina Marin. And as you can see, it was 3 games, 1 hour and 6 minutes for that quarter-final. Well, this will be the 3rd meeting between these two players. Previous 2 encounters have both been won by Sung Ji-hyun. The last time they met was in the second round of the Denmark Super Series last year. 2 straight games, 35 minutes for that 21-15, 21-13 victory for Sung Ji-hyun. And Weyana from Indonesia are our umpire for this one. Calls for players to get ready. And it really has been a fantastic start to the year from Sung Ji-hyun as far as consistency is concerned. All 5 Super Series tournaments played, and this is the 5th, and she's in her 5th semi-final. Mind you, this lady, Zhang Beiwen, is on a good run of form because this is her 3rd semi-final in 3 tournaments. Played the Singapore Super Series, she was in the semi-final, lost to Carolina Marin, and recently reached the semi-final of the Thailand Grand Prix Gold, where she lost to the eventual champion, Ratchanok Intanon. So 2 players in very good form.
Ladies and gentlemen, on USA. And on my left, Sung Ji-hyun, Korea. Love all. Play.
So the number 5 seed, Sung Ji-hyun, getting this semi-final underway.
Service over. 1 love. Service over. 1 all. Two, 1. Three, 1.
I read somewhere that Zhang Beiwen here, when she's at home in Las Vegas, she mainly does cardiovascular training and strength training because she simply lacks sparring partners.
4.
Not only lacks sparring partners, you were saying earlier that she lacks a coach. She certainly doesn't have a coach
Here,
traveling with her.
No.
Service over. 2, 4.
And it's right, she plays for a Danish club and has renewed her contract for the next season. Won the bronze medal in the national team tournament.
5, 2.
Which club is that?
Vendsyssel Elite Badminton in the northernmost part of Jutland.
Overdone it.
6, 2.
Joint venture between 2 clubs, where one of them is the mother club of Camilla Rytter-Juhl. She's not playing there though. She should have attacked on that one, Sung Ji-hyun.
Service over.
A little
3,
short from Zhang Beiwen
6.
there.
That's nice.
That's the weak spot of Zhang Beiwen. That's the sharp drop shots to the front court.
7-3.
Yeah, that's what you wanted in the previous rally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
8-3.
Perfectly executed by Song Ji-hyun. 2-3 well-placed clears, and then a drop shot, sharp drop shot to the front court, and that's something that she normally masters very well, the Korean.
9-3.
Yeah, nice idea, but she was really a little off
10,
balance there, Zhang
3.
Beiwen.
Eleven, 3.
Wow, it's been one-way traffic.
She's injured.
Oh, Zhang Beiwen. Well, I thought that she wasn't
Yeah.
really in at in the match so far. I know it's only early stages, but she's pointing to her calf muscle. And one of the
Doctor.
yeah, she's calling for the doctor. The medical team come rushing on.
You just on the screen here.
I don't know what happened. It's kind of like cramp, but it's not cramp.
In pain right now? You feel okay?
A little bit of cold spray. I'm not quite sure how much good that's going to do.
It's not cramp. Cramp? So something like that. Inside pain. Okay?
Yeah.
Pain inside.
It's not cramp, she says. No, definitely not cramp.
No, it wouldn't be cramp at this early stage.
No.
We've only had 10 minutes of the match. In fact, I'm not sure we've had 10 minutes. I think it's only 6 minutes.
Okay.
That didn't look good.
No.
We need to have the doctors out of the court.
Yeah, exactly. They were just... You can just see them leaving now, and obviously the players were waiting for them to depart before
11-3.
resuming play.
Play.
Good shot.
That is over. 4-11.
This is not gonna hold up, I think.
5-11.
It's her right leg, is it?
Yeah. You can see that she's protecting it a little bit. but she's making some great shots. So
6-11.
desperation shots, perhaps.
Well, if you know you're struggling with your movement, you might as well go for your
Yeah.
winners.
There's a long way home.
Oh, that's super. Yeah, she can't push off.
No, no.
Can't change direction.
Service over. 12-6.
Just hope that she doesn't aggravate the injury.
No, that would be terrible. Is she scheduled to go down to Sydney for the Australian Open?
I think she is, because she's playing
6.
quite a lot of tournaments. Probably the player who comes close to play like a tennis-like circuit or tournament selection. So that's where she gets her best practice. That's when she's out for tournaments.
Oh, lucky net cord.
Service over. 7-13.
Well, I can't find her on the Australian draw. At first sight.
8-13.
No, she's not entered. Of course, she played Thailand, didn't she?
Service
So she
over.
Yeah,
only had a week's
14.
break in between
8.
Thailand and coming here.
yeah, and probably stayed somewhere in Thailand
Yeah.
and practiced. Or maybe here in Indonesia. I know Carolina Marin from time to time have been practicing at practice center here in Jakarta.
Service over. 9-14.
Nicely done.
Well, no, I'm not so sure. Now it seems to go better, and it definitely goes better point-wise, because she's leading here after the interval. 7-3.
Service over. 15-10.
Yeah,
That's good
drift
judgment.
out.
Yeah.
16-10.
Overdone it.
17.
Well, you're right, Steen. I do think she looks to be moving a little better.
Yeah, and perhaps also it's a little bit, you get a little bit afraid when you feel it the first time, and then,
Yeah.
okay, you feel it's not getting any worse, and the cool spray is working. And if it's more or less one corner that is affected, I mean, the corner that seems most affected is the long forehand corner, then you find ways to protect it. You don't, you clear out some of the shots that you normally have in your repertoire, and just play the easier shots so it doesn't strain your legs so much.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's nice.
That's also not really good, that defensive movement there.
19-10.
Oh, she's hobbling now.
Yeah.
It was lunging on that right leg that's aggravated her.
Yeah. Of course, it's always consideration whether you risk aggravating it, and I think she must be in doubt about that. She can't know for sure that she won't aggravate it and risk a bigger break.
Yeah. And I think that's a very good point, because I don't think, in all honesty, she's going to complete this match.
No, and also, you got to weigh it up against what are the chances that you're actually going to win if you continue.
Yeah.
Here. And they are slim to none.
Yeah. And then even if you win the semi-final,
you're going to have to play tomorrow.
You're going to have to play tomorrow.
But of course, there's a considerable price difference between third place and final. But this is not. She's not going to make it.
No.
21-10.
21-10, just 13 minutes, and we not only had the mid-game interval, there was a bit of a medical time out there as well. Double quick time. Yeah, you see, she just can't push off there.
No. And there was a situation where she almost sort of leapt that much that she could use her left leg in the forehand corner.
More crosses or something. Yeah, okay.
More crosses.
As long as speed, if you follow something.
집중. 집중하면 된다. 서비스가 리턴하는 각도 보고 알았지? 루틴이다, 루틴. 응? 자, 힘내고 지현아. 자신 있게 해. 처음부터 다시 열어보려 생각 알았지? 힘내.
Well, she's continuing, which I have to admit I'm a little bit surprised about. Zhang Beiwen, I would have...
In many ways, I'm not surprised, because she's born in China, and I've seen a number of Chinese players playing in Europe that played on with injuries, because they were used to that. Pi Hongyan.
Yep.
Playing from France, has played through injuries and practiced, and I've also seen her once in a while. That was in Singapore, where she twisted her ankle, and she completed the match and she won it, and I thought she's never going to make it tomorrow. But she went on back home to the hotel on the bicycle, kept her ankle warm, kept the blood circulating, and she played the next day, and I believe she won that match as well.
Wow.
And I've seen it with Lim Xiaoqing, the Swedish-based Chinese-born player. All England winner in 1995. So they're tough.
Yeah. And you know her character better than I do, by the fact that she plays in Denmark.
1-all.
But there was another thing that's going to do damage to her possibilities. A little deception from Song Ji-hyun.
That is over.
Deceptions, you've got to
1.
make quick movements, explosions from playing center. If you've gone a little bit wrong, that one. Seems like the launches forward is not that big a problem. It's definitely the forehand corner and the defense that's troubling her.
3-1.
Oh, that's lovely. Great angle. And using the sideways drift to her advantage.
1.
That's perfect. this is extraordinary.
6-1.
But she's totally lost the plot, Sung Ji-hyun. And sometimes it's difficult playing players with a small injury because they will go for chances, and how much should you go for it yourself? I mean, if you play too loose, you give them opportunities. If you take too many chances, go for the net, you risk making errors. And you all the time have this consideration in your mind as well, to say, is she continuing, or am I going to win this easy?
Yeah.
That is over. 2-7.
Oh, I'd challenge her.
3-7.
Oh, that's super.
That is over. 8-3.
Yeah, it's found the line. That's come back in.
That is over. 4-8. That is over. 9-4.
Oh, nice exchange. Missed it. Well, to be honest, now, Steen, I don't see anything wrong with the movement of Zhang Beiwen.
10-4.
It's going wide. 11-4, the advantage.
11-4.
What an extraordinary turnaround in fortunes.
제 스피드가 괜찮거든. 그렇잖아. 쟤를 앞에 놓으면 다시 뒤에 밀고 뒤에 나서 다시 앞에 놓게 같이 뛰어봐. 뛰어보면서 해. 그리고 다 오른쪽으로 치니까 그 중간부터 길게 쳐. 다 볼이 짧다. 알았지?
20 seconds.
뛰면 돼. 충분해.
20 seconds.
힘내.
Oh, he's back to the back of the neck and across the shoulders.
Play.
Oh, my goodness gracious me.
12-4.
No, Steen, you said that Sung Ji-hyun had lost the plot.
Yeah. Definitely.
That is over.
Lots of direction from Kim Ji-hyun.
5-12.
Probably can hear through the courtside microphones.
That is an absolute shocker of a serve.
That is over.
Nowhere near the back of the court.
5. 14-5.
Wow, she was lucky there. She walks around like a groggy boxer, Sung Ji-hyun, like she doesn't know what to do at all. I mean, she was totally dominant in the first game, even before that happened with the leg to Zhang Beiwen.
Yeah.
Service over. 15-6.
Yeah, that's the way to play it. Still put pressure on that deep forehand.
7-15.
It's a little bit difficult in terms of sideways drift, but the drift alongside the court should be okay.
Well, it very much looks as if we'll have a deciding game here, which means that all of our semi-finals going to a decider.
7.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
I didn't, as I said, I didn't even think she was going to continue after that first game.
No, neither did I, and I would have bet anything against this going to a decider.
Yeah.
And I think this is the time where it doesn't really help the coaches are talking much more now. I mean, just get this second game over with and start in the interval instead.
19-7. Service over. 8-19.
It's landed in. Game point opportunities.
Service over.
Sung Ji-hyun wants to change the
Game
racket.
point.
She's broken the
8.
strings. I can't remember the last time I saw Sung Ji-hyun lose a game to under 10 points. Lost it yet, but
I think clearly she's been affected by the injury and thinking about her opponent's injury.
Second game won by Zhang Beiwen. 21-8.
26 minutes.
In home.
And one game all.
여기서 그대로 하는 거 하고 저기 가잖아. 시작해 다시.
자신감 something, yeah? Okay. Yeah. Fighting, fighting.
네가 코트가 좋아서 잘할 수 있단 말이야. 저쪽 넘어가서 집중해 집중. 짧은 서비스 넣으면 처리 잘해. 알았지? 네가 안 온다. 어? 지원아. 다시 시작해 다시. 집중.
So it's been an extraordinary two games so far.
Final game.
Sung Ji-hyun leading the first to 10 and
Play.
Zhang Beiwen leading the second to 8.
Service over.
Yeah.
1
I mean,
love.
the way I see it, it would be a catastrophe for Sung Ji-hyun not to win this match.
Yeah.
Two love.
Both players are having trouble getting the correct length on their shots when they're playing the far side of the court. Zhang Beiwen, she played so short here. Look at that. Look at where the feet are of
Oh,
Sung
she
Ji-hyun.
missed it. It went wide. She didn't mean to miss
No,
it.
it was not deliberate. She tried to play it.
Love.
Well, when the conditions are affecting players much as this, it's...
But that's what we discussed.
Yeah,
I mean, the players look a little bit stupid here.
yeah.
Totally missing shots.
Service over. 1-3. Service over. 4-1. Service over. Q4.
Well, it seems to change the whole time. I mean,
Service over.
that one going
Five.
long, I
Yeah.
didn't think she hit that particularly harder than
No.
the previous one, which was really short.
But that's the fast corner on this side of the court because the side drift is helping it a little bit. The safest corner Zhang Beiwen can play is the backhand corner of Sung Ji-hyun. But there she's got trouble getting the correct length on it. She plays quite a bit short.
Service over. 3-6. Service over. 7-3.
Another miss hit. Frame hit.
All going down the forehand side there.
Yeah.
All the attacking shots from Sung Ji-hyun. There's another.
Great play.
One of the best rallies of the match.
Service over. 4-7. Service over. 8-4.
She's certainly taking her time now, Sung Ji-hyun. In between the rallies.
A good thing from her perspective.
Yeah, yeah, I think so. But this is where I feel the umpire. We've seen some umpires be very, very particular with don't walk around and be ready and don't delay the game and so on.
9-4.
Good shot.
Oh, yes, that's nice.
10-4.
Yes, a super cross-court backhand net shot from Zhang
Service
Beiwen.
over. 5-10.
Oh, yes, that's well played.
Service over.
Didn't seem to be in
11-5.
position at all, but just the racket head control from Sung Ji-hyun. That's amazing. Good shot. So 11-5 the advantage at the change of ends in the deciding game in favour of the number 5 seed, Sung Ji-hyun.
Your service, yeah, many times, not on the back or something like that. Sometimes get the, sometimes get more push is okay. Sometimes short service is okay, just change is okay. And then you and receive, do not to neutral. Sometimes you cross or something, because here.
20 seconds. 20 seconds.
So the question is, has Sung Ji-hyun got enough of an advantage? Now she's at the worst end to play from.
Yeah, in my opinion, it should be the best end for her because she can push her clears and her lifts a bit more. But she totally lost the plot there in the second game. I guess she thought she was going to have a retiring opponent.
Oh, that's super.
Good shot. But I mean, we also see the problem that you sometimes fall into playing that far side of the court, and that's playing a little bit too passive because you feel that you can play, so to speak, normal badminton. You have to attack more. Because if you don't do it, your opponent will attack. That's well played by Sung there. Staying close to the net after that push to the back line. Making sure that she covers the front court well. Really, really important for the Korean. Drifts in.
13-6.
Oh, did she change her mind there?
Either the mind or she tried to make a deception.
Ended up with a sort of nothing shot.
Yeah. That would have gone long, I think.
Now that's exactly what you were saying. You've still got to be positive. You've still got to attack.
15-6.
And that's why it's so tough playing in windy conditions, because Zhang Beiwen's got to attack because she can't really control the shots to the baseline. And Sung Ji-hyun's got to attack because if she doesn't attack, Zhang Beiwen will, and she will be successful.
Service is over. 7-15.
Oh, good defence. Very good defence. Finds the line.
Service is over. 16-7.
We haven't had a challenge in this women's singles semi-final yet, have we?
No, we haven't. That would also have been a way for Zhang Beiwen to get a little bit of an extra break. If she was feeling unbearable pain in her right leg.
8-16.
Oh yes, that's nice.
If you can hit that shot with accuracy here in the wind, then it comes extremely fast because it's helped by both the side drift and the drift alongside the court. So very, very efficient.
Yeah, there it is again.
But again, she's leaving the initiative for the American Sung Ji-hyun. And Zhang Beiwen says, yes, thank you.
Service is over. 17-10.
That's gone long.
Good month for Sung Ji-hyun and Chang Ye-na and Lee So-hee with Sudirman Cup World Championship title and entering into the finals here, presumably.
Yes, now only 2 points away.
19-10.
That's landed in. Match point opportunities for Sung Ji-hyun.
Match point 10.
And it's wide. Well, I think she thought about challenging, but the deficit too great anyway. 21-10 deciding game, and the 22-year wait is over for a Korean player to reach the women's singles final here at the Indonesian Open.
Match won by Sung Ji-yoon, 21-10, 8, 21-10.
Umpire confirms that scoreline, extraordinary scoreline. Sung Ji-hyun coming through in 3 games, 21-10, 8-21, 21-10 deciding game. Just 44 minutes in total for those 3 games. So there is confirmation of that 3-game victory. And Sung Ji-hyun through to the final, her first final of the year. Well, that's it from semi-finals day here in Jakarta. Our 5 semi-finals complete. And it all started with a wonderful women's singles and the left-handed Sayaka Sato of Japan coming from a game down and 6-11 down to beat Jindapon, who sadly was struggling with cramp in her leg. But it was a magnificent match. An hour and 19 minutes, 21-14 in the deciding game. So Sato in the final once again, 7 years after she was first in the final here. Shrikant Kadambi overcame the world #1 Son Wan-ho in a thrilling match. He had to save a match point at 19-20 in that deciding game before winning 24-22. Then Zhang Yenar and Lee So-hee, the All England champions, made it through in 3 games against the winners of the India Superseries of Tanaka and Yonemoto. 21-11 in that deciding game. And then it was Boa Mogensen in the men's doubles. Well, they were in the final here 5 years ago, and they're through to the final once again. 3-game victory over Alfian and Ardianto, and a chance obviously for the Danes to create history tomorrow. No European pair has ever won the men's doubles title here at the Indonesian Open. And as we've just seen, an extraordinary women's singles, the second of the women's singles semi-finals, with Sung Ji-hyun coming through, having won a very comfortable opening game and dropped the second to 8, and then a very comfortable deciding game as well in just 44 minutes. So finals tomorrow, same time as today. That's 3 o'clock local time. That's 0800 GMT. From all of us here in Jakarta, from Stephen Peterson and myself, Jill Clark, we'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now.
gentleman.